Hello, everybody. I am Karen from Boomers to Gen Z.
Hi everyone, my name is Mae.
And today is a little special because we have a lady. Her name is Kathleen Poon, and she is a spiritual and what's it called? Spiritual and intuitive practitioner. So now it's quite a mouthful. So please don't go away. We'll be back. Okay, so we have here Kathleen, and she is a spiritual and intuitive practitioner. I don't think many of us know what this is. Do
I
you?
don't know what this is.
So, Kathleen, can you enlighten all of us, please?
Okay. First of all, hi Karen, hi May, and thank you for having me. I'm really, really excited to be here as the guest on your podcast. I know it sounds a mouthful, okay, intuitive coach and spiritual practitioner. In short, people ask me what I do. I just say I'm a spiritual coach. Yeah. So basically, I coach and guide people on their spiritual path, on a journey of emotional healing and personal growth and personal development.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So,
I've been doing that for about 3.5 years now.
okay, so
Yeah.
let me enlighten the audience because you were, if I'm not wrong, you were an accountant prior.
No, I was not an accountant. I had an accounting degree.
Yes, accounting degree, you're working in the corporate world, right?
Yeah.
And so before we start, because we are all in that middle age thingy, what made you take this huge leap of faith?
Okay. I was, so the story, how I got into this role as a spiritual coach, there were a few pivotal moments, so basically, I was in corporate for about 18 years. In the financial industry, I was working in a bank. Also, I was working with a financial payments company and so on. So I was doing that for 18 years. And then I quit my job in 2017. And then from 2017 to 2020, I was a freelance writer. So I was doing copywriting, travel writing, and annual report writing.
Right.
Okay. And during those 3 years, I became more interested in my in the spiritual path, but mainly because for my own personal healing.
Right.
Yeah. And then also what happened was during those 3 years, it was 2018 that in addition to freelance writing and my own spiritual healing, I started a trip planning venture called Crimson Asia. I was a trip planner and travel specialist for private tours to the Indian subcontinent, so countries like India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. It's because during my 18 years working in corporate, I was traveling a lot, for work as well as for personal. And I have this like really deep passion for travel. And I also love the country India, and I traveled there very often and all that. So and also at that time I was a travel writer, travel blogger for about 7 years while I was working full time.
Wow. Okay.
So because of that passion, and I really just wanted to help people in experiencing wonderful moments when they travel. And I know that in areas, in destinations like the Indian subcon, not that easy to travel.
Not that easy, yes.
Yeah. So that's why I offered my services as a trip planner. So then what happened was in early 2020, I was traveling in India and Nepal for, I was like checking out some places, some destinations for private tours. And then I was away for about, I think, nearly 3 weeks. And then I came back to Malaysia, and within a few weeks, we all went through a global lockdown.
Yes.
Okay. And then a few months into lockdown, I continued with my freelance writing projects. Obviously, the trip planning service had to be put on hold.
Yeah.
But it was like during that time, I had a very strong calling, but yet it's also kind of quiet, like a silent urge to do a whole lot more in the spiritual field. You know, I guess some people call it, some people call it calling or something, but I had a very strong urge to do more than just my personal healing. You know, I wanted to share with others what I've learned, what I've observed, what I've experienced. I wanted to coach and guide others and to facilitate sessions and all that. Yeah. So, but obviously for that to make that kind of leap, I had some doubts as well, because the idea of to to coach someone in their spiritual path or personal development it wasn't something that I thought about, like, when I embarked on my spiritual path. So yeah, there were a lot of questions that I asked myself, like,
I'm
am
sure.
I ready to do this, or am I qualified to do this? Am I good enough to do this? Because in Malaysia, there are many spiritual practitioners out there who have many years of experience. So who am I? I mean, it's just a newbie and all that.
Imposter
So
syndrome kind of thing, right?
yeah, correct. But then one day in June 2020, I quietly made that decision to be a spiritual coach, to be a spiritual practitioner. And I say quietly, meaning that there were no like major dramas or major resistance to this thought, to this calling. And yeah, so I decided and wrapped up loose ends with my freelance writing projects, and then I just went into it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I have this question. I'm sure a lot of women will want how how did how do you identify as the calling, or that moment that you can make that shift to decide? Because I come across a lot of women who have that difficulty to shift because they're so used to what they know,
Mm.
and to do that shift. What was it? There must be something that triggered you to say, yeah, I think even
The
me.
aha moment,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
is it a feeling? Is it like you actually feel it, or is it just like a running thought in your mind? Like if you could.
It's a combination of all of that. One thing, yeah, is the feeling in your heart that you really want to do it, and the feeling that you have is very deep within you. It's a deep knowing that this is what you really want to do. Okay, but of course there will be thoughts that come to your mind, and usually those thoughts are doubts, as I mentioned. And someone did say to me that, wow, you took a lot of risks in doing this, and I agree. But at the same time, I did ask myself, if I don't follow through with this calling, I know that I would feel even more miserable after that. And at that time also, I was feeling kind of disillusioned with freelance writing at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I thought that, well, basically it's a choice. Either I go ahead with this spiritual coaching and, put my 2 feet in it, not like 1 foot out, 1 foot in and 1 foot out, but really go into it and explore and experience it. And of course, I did say in my mind, like, if worst come to worst, if it didn't really turn out well, that then my expectations, then I can always go back to freelance writing, even though I was becoming disillusioned with freelance writing, anyway. But thankfully, I think I put out, my request to the universe that this is what I really want to do, and I can really feel it.
Yeah.
And of course, and also there were signs somehow showing me that, yeah, this is the right decision. And then I just follow it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So actually, the thing is like what Nike says, right? Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
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 And so for women who are kind of in that transition, and maybe you're stuck in a rut and you're really unhappy with what you're doing, sometimes the question is, do you want to live knowing that you didn't try, and or you at least tried, and then you know that whether
Yes,
it's fail or success, at least you gave it a go and you know that you tried your best.
correct.
And I mean, Kathleen here is exemplary of it. I mean, I'm sure you had your challenges.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
I'm
must
sure.
say definitely. I mean, and I think the first 6 months, yeah, things were like, okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. But just like anything else that we venture into, there will always be challenges. And it is the challenges that make us, uh, yeah, some people may say it is a test, but it does test our resilience.
Yeah.
It does, make us wonder, is this what you really want to do?
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's very important for us when we all have all kinds of goals, all kinds of dreams, right? It is very important for us to identify the reasons why we want those goals,
The why.
and yeah, why. And of course, at you know the initial stages, your whys could be kind of like very logical and rational, like why you want them. But try to go a little deeper and really feel your feelings about that goal. If the feeling about that goal makes you very excited, like you can really feel the passion within you, you feel very optimistic, and sometimes you may even feel like a bit of a tingle, when you think about that goal, that dream. Yes, then that is something your your soul, your heart is calling you to do it. But if the goal that you write down, or something that you think about makes you feel like,
Hmm. Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
or worse still, sometimes you may even feel very dreadful about it, or if you don't feel anything about it just yet, then put them aside. Perhaps that is not your focus right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that
So,
because, like you, I plunge into something really different, and it's the why that makes me wake up every morning and find a way to make it.
yes. Yeah.
Because if not, it's really hard to get up, summon the energy, because if your why is not strong enough,
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. It's the, like they say, it's the thing that makes you want to wake up in the morning. If I got that phrase right,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly,
But having said that, I am acknowledging that it's not that easy for many women out there to just give up what they're doing and leap into, their
getting,
goals and their dreams. So
yeah,
maybe it's always good to take baby steps,
correct.
explore first, experiment first, make sure that you actually like it, you actually enjoy it. No point if it's just a dream but you don't actually enjoy it. So take baby steps and explore. Sometimes we tend to be very conditioned to believe that, oh, we must do this in a very grand way, in a very big way, and then we see results. But just take one step at a time, and knowing that each step will actually lead you to another, and then things will just
Oh,
unfold
I
before
love that.
you.
That is
Yeah,
very, very,
yeah,
very, very sound advice. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the problem with today is like we want something and it has to be this big, grand,
yeah,
uh, very successful straight away kind of.
correct. Yeah, yeah.
And
Mm.
at the end, it is not. It is those baby steps. And then when you have those challenges, you got to learn and improve on it, and then move forward if your why is wrong is strong.
Yeah, yeah. Because naturally, life has its ups and downs, right? And so when we experience challenges, it is very easy, yeah, to just throw that goal or that dream out of the window and then we
Yeah.
just give up on it. But it is the why, and remembering the feeling that you had when you think about that, when you thought about the goals, right?
Yeah.
That is the stuff that's gonna remind you again why you wanted it so badly.
So that is so good. You have some
Yeah.
questions
It's
for
I
so
do. So like Kathleen, like you say, like intuition and spiritual coach, right? So
correct.
what do you think, or like just because this is all just about opinions anyway, but what do you think is like Gen Z's like biggest limitation if you look at like our openness or acceptingness to spirituality? What do you think is Gen Z's biggest
Actually,
limitation?
yeah. Actually, that's a very good question. I think it's important for people to know what the Gen Z is experiencing right now. Actually, Gen Z is quite open about spirituality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We love it.
A lot
yeah.
more than the boomers.
Yes, spiritual awakening is rising and is accelerating. When I say spiritual awakening, it may or may not necessarily be like everything uh uh like divinity, divinity related. But it can also be about having more self-awareness. It's
Yeah.
about connecting with your intuition, with your soul, with your heart, so that ensuring that your actions, your choices reflect what's in alignment with who you really are. And also, I think society is now is transitioning from very individualistic to community, and I think that started with the Gen Y millennials, if I'm not mistaken. And so Gen Z is sort of like expanding from that. So that's why you see the way we, especially the Gen Z, the way they relate to others, or even the way they set up businesses or any kind of ventures, they always ensure that they bring in diversity.
Mhm.
They Diversity as a collective is one thing, but also recognizing uniqueness in each individual.
Mm.
Okay, and it's also that what they are aware that whatever that we do, we give it back to society. So that is also spiritual related, meaning that we recognize that we are all together as one, but each person is just as unique, as the other. Yeah. So I feel that now the Gen Z is moving towards embracing spiritual awakening. Okay. They're learning how to come back to their self.
Mm.
Okay, and learning more about their self, discovering more about themselves. But it is a journey, no doubt. So in that quest to find out more about themselves, and they will go through, just like anybody else will go through some ups and downs, where they will start questioning existing practices, questioning existing beliefs. Do these beliefs still hold true anymore? And sometimes even within ourselves, and this is regardless of generation, it's worthwhile to even ask ourselves, like, any beliefs that we hold, maybe at one point those beliefs held true for us,
Right.
but because we continue to grow and evolve, we have to perhaps accept that, yeah, maybe those beliefs that I used to have are now limiting. They don't hold true anymore.
Mm.
And I can let them go. I can let those beliefs go and then embrace new ones they are more aligned with my growth and expansion.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that I really relate to that. Perhaps like the beliefs part, that was like one part of things. So I don't think I'm very spiritual, but I do. I mean, it's nice to have something to believe in, and it's very comforting to read about
Correct.
these things. And
Yes.
I think that
Yeah.
when I started, especially during lockdown, actually,
Mm,
like I would just for myself, like just to give myself like, oh, you got this. So I think the
yeah.
first thing was like manifesting, which is like a really big thing, or even among like my circle of friends to like
Everyone. Yeah.
to like manifest, right? And then I was doing that a lot, honestly. Sorry, I'm just gonna share some.
Yes, yes.
I was doing it a lot, and I realized that nothing stayed. So like I would like manifest in a way that I would actually talk about things that I want to do, but I
Okay.
would talk about it to people. So then after a while, then I came across this video. I don't really remember the exact thing, but in the title it talked about like the power of introvertism. So like in that video, the guy talks about how like actually manifesting is not about constantly like talking and boasting about what do you want to do next. Because when you do that, this is what they said. When you do that,
Okay.
you actually like expel the energy from you, like you're letting it go. That's why people say like to work in silence, just put your head down, manifest and affirm yourself like
Yes.
to yourself, but do not like give it away. Like they say, like if when you go for therapy, the reason that you feel good after therapy is because you're actually letting go of that energy because you're talking about it. So when you're
Right.
trying to do something to just like sort of harness it and affirm it like within yourself. And then I
Yeah.
started doing that. And honestly, it had a better result. Like I think that towards the end of last year when I started doing this, it got better.
So you felt that by harnessing that energy within, affirming it to yourself is better than just talking it out with
Yeah,
others. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's why
Is
there's
that something like that?
sometimes we say NATO, no action, talk only.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I was feeling that because I would talk about it, then it wouldn't come through. And I was like, oh my God, all my friends must think I'm so flaky. And then I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna for a while, I'm just gonna stay. But I didn't let go of it. So like I would still like say it to myself before I sleep, or
Yeah.
like, you know, like I really want this, I can do this, like things like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just I just harnessed the energy and I just kept my head down and things started to actually
Yeah. Yeah.
come through.
Yeah. I personally, there are many ways of manifestations, and there are a lot of books and workshops that they teach about this. Personally, for me, I feel that to manifest for something, it has to start from, as I mentioned earlier, about, yeah, of course, we write down our list of goals and dreams, but we need to ask ourselves, why do we want those goals and dreams? And as I said, the exercise can start off as a very mental exercise, logic, and very rational. Nothing wrong with that, but see if we can also expand it a bit further, going a bit deeper by identifying the feelings, the emotions that you feel when you think about those goals and dreams and write them down. And then from there, like May was saying, she harnessed that energy within her, affirm it to herself that these goals, these dreams are very important to her. And I believe from there you slowly, take steps to bring your goals into fruition. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And through that process, you can share with people, but this is where you will need to follow your intuition and be discerning who you want to share with.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are some people, no fault of theirs, it's just that they probably are not in alignment, like they are not what you call it, they don't have the same dreams and goals as you.
Yeah.
So they may view it differently. So if you share it with them and then
Bad
they
juju.
correct,
The negative Nelly going, no, no, no.
they say no, you should not do it. But again, see, depends on who you speak to. There are some people who do have experience in it, and so yeah, you can consult them and share with them. And if they feel that no, this is not for you, and they tell you a whole long list, just listen to them. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you filter all this information and you listen to your heart. So you're like, you receive all those information, great, you're grateful for that, you appreciate that. But ultimately, what does your soul say? What does your heart say? Then you just follow that. Yeah. And eventually the right people in your group who really see where you're going and can really appreciate how those goals mean so much to you, they will support you. And even if they don't agree with you, they will still support you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should reflect on my group.
It's so important to have that group of people that is on at your corner, because otherwise if you have those who are always saying no, you can't do it, and that hurts you in the long run.
It has to,
really
yeah.
hurts,
Correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's so important. So, wow, okay. So the two things that I wanted, I'm sure all the audience want to listen to is about how to manifest more money and self-love. These are the two things that I think just universally
Yes,
everybody.
I'm listening. Come closer.
Tell us.
Closer.
I to be honest, seriously, I do not know how to what would be the appropriate answer, how to manifest for more money. Yeah, sure. Everyone, all of us want to manifest more money, want to manifest more abundance, because abundance is our birthright. All right. But I think the way we are manifesting more money is that most of us, including the three of us, I believe, we are wanting to have more money, but we are coming from a place of scarcity and lack. So the energy of scarcity is not enough, not having enough. Of course, logically, people say, yeah, I don't have enough. That's why I want to manifest for more. But the energy of scarcity and lack is a lot deeper. It's very much linked to um whether we know our self-worth. Do we have a sense of our self-worth? Because our relationship with money is very much tied to the relationship with the self. Is the relationship to money is very much tied to the way we perceive ourselves. Is very much tied to sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Our relationship with money is very much tied um to our self-worth, our worthiness. Do we feel deep down that we are worthy of money, to receive money? Do we feel that we are worthy to receive abundance? Abundance is not just money, abundance is a whole lot more. It's about love, kindness, compassion, generosity,
Yeah.
deep fulfillment, empowerment, gratitude and appreciation, and all of that, including love, right? Yeah. So, but because we have been conditioned to believe that in order to have more money or have more abundance, we have to chase. We have to hustle for it. We have to we are like grasping for it, Um, but that energy itself is lower energy vibration. So when we are constantly chasing and hustling and grasping for more money, it is essentially an energy of ungroundedness. It's the energy of you're feeling very unsettled, very unbalanced, uncentered, and you deep down inside you don't really know exactly what you want, but you think that by having more money, you will be happy. That's why we always say, oh, I have more money. I will be happier when.
Yes.
And it's not only just money, or we also say, I will be happier when I have achieved XYZ.
Yeah.
And then we keep chasing for it, right? And then when we actually achieve it, somehow we still feel empty inside.
Yeah.
So in the spiritual path, we learn to build a proper relationship with money that is more heart-centered. Okay? Is about rather than chasing for the external, then we feel happy. We learn to actually develop and cultivate the inner abundance within us first. Now, I just want to clarify that when I say develop a spiritual relationship with money, it doesn't mean that we should give up money, we should give up material possessions, or we should be poor or whatever. No. Okay. We can have more money, more abundance, all right, but in a proper way, in a more grounded way. So imagine yourself as a vessel, all right? Okay. And you fill yourself up with abundance energy. And as I said, abundance energy is light and love, self-kindness, self-compassion, uh, joy, gratitude, appreciation. Okay, so you fill yourself up with those energies and you give to others, like how you love and care for others, how you share with others, right? And what you're giving out abundance energy. But what if you forget to top up your vessel with the same energy? So then the level of inner abundance energy in your vessel will start to deplete, right? Because you continue to give to others. So then that energy will turn from abundance to scarcity and lack. You give so much to others in various ways, and then you after a while you become very resentful. You blame others, or you feel angry, frustrated, even fearful as well. All right. Guilt and shame. Okay. And then as you give to others that kind of lower energy vibration, and as per law of attraction, you end up attracting and receiving more of the same, which means more of scarcity, more of lack, more restrictions. So, and since I mentioned just now that money is part of abundance energy, so earlier you had a lot of inner abundance within you, but you forget to top up your vessel with the same energy, and as you continue to give out to others, it becomes more of scarcity and lack, and then you actually attracting the same, and so the cycle continues. So to manifest for more money and abundance, I want to tie it back to self-love and self-care, because self-love and self-care is the thing that teaches us how to not only take care of ourselves physically, but also emotionally, mentally, and holistically as well. So it's about taking care of our physical health, is be mindful of our thoughts, owning our emotions, and so on. Then all that helps us to feel more grounded, more balanced, and centered. And so our energy is more stable. And that is the kind of energy that attracts money.
So essentially, we have to take care of ourselves first, our mind, and then indirectly, we are actually attracting our abundance and all the
Correct. Because
things
money is the byproduct of abundance energy.
that-
Okay.
So
I
I'm
know what
going
I'm
back.
doing.
So I'm actually, I know whoever is listening to this or watching this, they might be a little surprised by the answer, because we need to go back to the basics. Because yes, in all of our stress, in our everyday stress, whether it's earning more money or just going through the routine and all that, it's very hard to attract more money and abundance, more love, more support, when we don't take steps to center ourselves, to ground ourselves, to balance ourselves.
That's so
You
true.
know, yeah, and all that is a process of self-love.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so when we fill up our vessel with all of that, that means technically self-love journey, right? Self-love healing and all that kind of stuff. Then we are able to give to others in a very abundant way.
Yeah.
We are able to care for others in an effective way. We are able to love others in a way that, we all support each other. It creates that sense of belonging amongst us. And as per law of attraction, universe rewards us with more of the same.
The same, yeah. Because we
Yeah.
are doing the same, we are thinking the same. Okay.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal.
And
Yeah.
I've seen it also personally in my own life. When that happens, right? I would receive like support from people, opportunities, resources come in. So they may not be money per se, but they are I would say, yeah, opportunities or rewards that will help you to build your dreams, build your goals, and all that. Again, money is the byproduct. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is so cool.
It's so cool. We could have hours and hours with
Yeah.
you,
I
but
have
we
a list of
But I want to tell the audience, I will leave the link below description to get hold of one-to-one coaching with Kathleen. And there's so much to learn about our spirituality. We will definitely get you back again.
Thank you. Yeah.
But at the moment, it's something that remember to relate that it's a lot starts with self-care, self-love.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the basis. And from there, your abundance, please, is not just about money, it's about happiness, it's about health, it's about having good people around you. Those are happiness.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Kathleen, for spending
Thank you,
time with
Karen. Thank you, May.
us.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for
Kathleen.
having me. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do a legal note just to let everyone know that this is just purely an entertainment only, and no, it's not advised to do or not to do whatever it is here.
Yes.
And don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us so that we can keep doing great videos for you. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.